Dear students, welcome to PUC first year biology class. Previous classes we have studied about the some of the kingdoms in the lesson called biological classification. In that, one of the kingdom is Monera, which we have studied, and the second kingdom was the PROTISTA. It also we have studied, and the third kingdom called the fungi. It also we have studied, and today we will be studying the fourth kingdom called the Plantia. Many of us are very familiar with the kingdom Plantia. When I ask you what is the speciality about the kingdom Plantia, the first answer that comes to mind is they are able to prepare their own food. When we look into the kingdom Monera, Protista, fungi, among them there were only few organisms which were able to synthesize their own food. But now, when we study the Plantia, these are the organisms which are capable of synthesizing their own food. Plants are able to prepare their own food. So, Plantia group, all green plants belongs to this. And when we take the Plantia as an example, there are smallest of the smallest plants are there, and to the very largest plants are there. When we see their life cycle, they will be having very short period of lifespan, and also some of them even goes thousands of years also. Let us see what are the characters of this plant kingdom. About this plant kingdom, in detail you are going to study in the next lesson. Plant kingdom is there, and after that, fourth lesson, animal kingdom is there. About these two kingdoms, you will be studying in detail in the next chapters. So, in a short, you will see what are the characters of these plants. It includes all plants. They are eukaryotic, having the chlorophyll with cellulose as a cell wall. So these will be having the cell wall is having the cellulose. These are the eukaryotic organisms. Eukaryotic organisms are the type of organisms which are having the well-defined nuclear membrane and membrane bound organelles are present in them, and they will be having the chlorophyll pigment which is responsible for synthesizing the food. So this is there. Some are partially heterotrophic, such as the insectivorous plants. You see, insectivorous plants, that is also called pitcher plant. Whenever the insect comes over there and it traps insect and it get the nitrogen content from that is called insectivorous plants. Bladewort and Venus flytrap, it is also called. Or parasites, some of them are even parasites. Plantae includes, what are the groups of Plantae? The Plantae includes algae, bryophyte, pteridophyte, gymnosperm, angiosperm. Remember, the groups of the algae, the Plantae are algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperm, and angiosperm. I repeat once again, algae, bryophyte, pteridophyte, gymnosperm, and angiosperm. So, in this, when you see the life cycle of this, you can see the diagram. Life cycle of plants has two distinct phases. One is called the diploid sporophytic generation, and the another one is called haploid gametophytic. It is that alternate with each other. It is also called alternation of generation. This diagram is very much important to explain the alteration of generation in plants is being asked. So when we see, Here, where my mouse is moving, sporophytic generation. This is the sporophytic generation where sporangium are there, which are produced in the spore mother cell, and these undergo the meiosis and forms the spores. By the meiosis, the reduction division takes place, and their haploid gametes are being formed in that, and they further undergo mitosis, gametophytes. Formation of the gametes takes place, and gametes are formed. Here, once when the gametes are being formed, imagine it may be male gamete, it receives the female gamete. So fusion of the male and female gamete takes place, resulting in the formation of zygote. And this zygote undergoes the mitosis and forms the reaches to the sporophytic generation. Once when it reaches to the sporophytic generation, again further it undergoes meiosis, produces spores, undergoes mitosis, produces gametes. These gametes fuses, male and female gametes fuses. Formation of the zygote takes place, and that results the spore. This cycle keeps on continuing. Therefore, it is called alteration of generation. The generation comes one after the other. That is sporophytic generation. Sporophytic generation which is diploid. Sporophytic generation which is diploid. Gametophytic generation which is haploid. So this keeps on coming one after the other. Therefore, it is called alteration of generation. Alternation of generation which we see in the plant kingdom. The lengths of the haploid and diploid phases and whether these phases are free living or dependent on others vary among different groups in the plants. This phenomena is called as alternation of generation. You can see the plant life cycle. Seed, when it gets germinated, seedlings are formed that results in the formation of plant. And next group is the Animalia. This Animalia group is another one, because I told you detail about that we will study in the next chapter. Separate chapters are there. And kingdom Animalia, they are multicellular heterotrophic eukaryotic organism without cell wall. That is the main difference between the plants and the animals, or the plant group and animal group, or the animal kingdom and plant kingdom. Where plant kingdom will be having the cell wall, but animal kingdom will not be having the cell wall. They directly or indirectly depend on plants for the food. These animals directly or indirectly depends upon the plants or their products. They digest food in the internal cavity and store food reserves as glycogen or fat. Fat deposition will be there in the body of the living organism. Mode of nutrition is holozoic by ingestion of food. That is holozoic. They have definite growth pattern and grow into adults, and they have definite shape and size. Higher forms shows sensory and neuromotor mechanism. Most of them are capable of locomotion, moving. Many of them are capable of moving. Sexual reproduction is by copulation of male and female, followed by embryological development. Development of the embryo takes place in them. And next is viruses, viroids, lichens. These are very small organisms which are there, called the viruses, viroids, and lichens.